Americans will head to our nation's parks this holiday, but what you may not know is Nevada's Lake Mead is the deadliest in the nation with an average of 20 deaths each year. It's blamed on powerful storms that hit the lake out of nowhere, leaving swimmers, boaters, and paddleboarders unprepared. Now, how much would you pay for dinner of your dreams? Well, how does $1.7 million sound? Well, that's what more than 200 people just paid to dine alongside President Trump.
Could this be the most expensive dinner ever? An evening with the president at his country club in Virginia. To get invited, the 220 guests each bought an average of $1.7 million in Trump cryptocurrency. They were met by protesters as they arrived for dinner. One guy was so determined to avoid being identified, he came wearing a headpiece right out of the Minecraft movie. Among the guests, former NBA star Lamar Odom, who was once married to Khloe Kardashian. President Trump flew in on Marine One. He made a 30-minute speech, followed by some dancing to YMCA, but left before dinner was served. On the menu, Trump organic field green salad, a choice of filet mignon or pan-seared halibut, and for dessert, warm lava cake. Chinese-born Justin Sun was the top investor, pouring $20 million into Trump cryptocurrency. He's the same billionaire who paid $6 million for the banana duct tape to the wall artwork and then ate it. Trump didn't have much to say when he got back to the White House, but he's getting pummeled by Democrats.
This might be close to the top of the most corrupt things that the president has done.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt is defending the dinner.
The American public believe it's absurd for anyone to insinuate that this president is profiting off of the presidency.
She's funny, too. She's funny. Because as far as I know, he's the only president I've ever heard of who sells his own Bible and watch.
Meanwhile, calling President Trump,
it's a phone call. Do you mind?
his cell phone rang right in the middle of a press conference.
It's only a congressman.
20 seconds later, it rings again.
It's a different congressman.
What a popular guy.
Other news today, almost a decade after robbers stole $6 million worth of jewelry from Kim Kardashian in her Paris hotel room, comes justice. The reality star says she's deeply grateful that a jury has found the ringleader and 7 members of the gang that robbed her guilty. Kardashian testified during the trial that it was the most terrifying experience of her life. Now, on to a Today Show mystery. What happened to co-host Chanel Jones, who hasn't been seen on the air for close to 6 months? Today came some very sad news.
We now know the reason behind a Today Show co-host's extended absence from the show. Chanel Jones' husband of 17 years has died. Savannah Guthrie fought back tears as she made the announcement this morning.
With profound sadness, we share this morning that Uche Ojei, the husband of our dear friend and Today co-host Chanel Jones, has passed away after a courageous battle with an aggressive form of brain cancer called glioblastoma.
Chanel has not been seen on the show since December, but why was left a mystery.
Chanel taking some time off to spend with her family. And Chanel, of course, taking some time to be with her family.
Chanel is taking some time to be with her family.
Chanel was also notably missing from former host Hoda Kotb's last day. Chanel and her business consultant husband, Uche, were college sweethearts and have 3 children. Chanel wrote on social media, "Thank you for all your love and support."
There are no words for the pain that we feel for Chanel and their 3 young children.
Our condolences go out to Chanel Jones and her family.
Next, before you head to the beach this weekend, look at this. Why sharks are being spotted earlier than ever. Then, humans in bear suits, saving an orphaned bear by posing as his mama bear. Inside Edition will be right back.
We trapped my dishes.
Don't worry, they've got new Dawn Power Suds. It traps, locks, and removes 99% of grease, so it doesn't get passed from dish to dish.
Ooh, clean and stacked.
Like ducks in a row. New Dawn Power Suds.
Now, that's not a scene from Jaws. That's a real great white shark off the shore of New York's Long Island. There have been early shark sightings all along the East Coast, leading to an alert for swimmers.
A drone is taking picturesque video off the coast of Montauk, New York. But wait, what's that in the water? It's a great white shark.
Great white.
Same deal in Florida. A close encounter with this terrifying beast. And these fishermen off the coast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, reeled in a shark before returning it to the water. So why are there already so many shark sightings before summer even starts? Experts say the sharks are feeding on fish that are migrating earlier due to climate change.
So if those fish are migrating earlier to our waters from the south, then the shark's going to be right behind them earlier also.
OCEARCH keeps track of sharks and their movement. The great white shark they tagged off the Georgia coast 5 months ago was just pinged off the coast of North Carolina. They even gave the beast a name, Contender. Check out this scary video. 6 sharks surround a female diver. One goes after her camera. It happened off the coast of Australia. Thankfully, her diving partner intervened. And speaking of sharks, hard to believe, but it's the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Who can forget this terrifying moment when the great white attacks actor Richard Dreyfuss in a shark cage?
All right, I got my wetsuit on. I'm ready to head out in the water.
Inside Edition producer Emma Cady was brave enough to go into a shark cage. At the Long Island Aquarium, she was submerged 12 feet into a tank as 7 different kinds of sharks swam right by the cage.
Looking at their teeth, it was unreal. This was an amazing experience.
Emma, you're braver than I am. And 50 years after Jaws, sharks are still a box office draw. A new shark thriller called Dangerous Animals hits theaters June 6th. Coming up, the woman who became Mama Bear to help an orphaned cub. When a baby bear ended up orphaned, she stepped in.
This woman is transforming herself into a bear for a reason, and it's not for an early Halloween party. She's crawling on all fours, teaching an orphaned bear how to eat from a bowl of mashed up fruit and bugs. Sure looks like the little guy enjoys what's on the menu. The baby bear was found all alone and crying by campers in the forest and was brought to San Diego's Humane Society last month. When the bear first arrived, there were no bear costumes. The employees wore camouflage and bottle-fed the fragile bear. Once they started dressing up as bears, they went to great lengths to stay in disguise from head to toe so that the bear would not be drawn to humans.
We mask our human scent. We got some hay and other scent from a local sanctuary that has black bears. We rub it all over the fur coats.
Now that the bear has gained 10 pounds and is growing claws and teeth, the employees have had to switch to a smaller mask so they can see better. Is this enough to fool him?
We think so, because when he looks at us, he is looking at us as other bears.
On the day we visited, the cub was learning how to forage for food on his own. If he tries to interact with the human bear, he's redirected to play with the stuffed bears.
We all care deeply for him, but we also remember that he's going to go back to the wild someday, so we have to try not to get too attached.
What a cutie. Coming up, taking a dip this holiday weekend. Finally, watch your step this Memorial Day.
Dad and the family dog are checking out the pool.
How deep is it right here?
Deeper than you think.
We hope you have an oops-free holiday weekend. See you next time.